Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Arlen Visser, a senior health specialist here at Art Jetter and Company, and welcome to today's webinar, Affordable Hospital Indemnity from LifeSecure. Today's we'll be partnering with Amy Purdue-Smith. For this session, if you have any questions during the webinar, please type the questions and concerns into the question box, and Amy and I will stop periodically during the session for any questions. This webinar will be recorded. Let us know if you would like recording. It'll be saved on our website on jetter.com, jettr.com, in the video library. For the agents tuning in, if you're not already contracted with LifeSecure, but you would like to work with LifeSecure, please reach out to a senior health specialist. Without further ado, let's dive into today's webinar. Thank you for being here, and I'll hand it over to Amy. Thanks, Amy.
Great, thank you for having me. Well, today we're going to talk about the LifeSecure Hospital Indemnity product. So you may or may not be familiar with LifeSecure, but we are an ancillary carrier. So our main product lineup is accident, critical illness, and hospital indemnity. So today we're going to talk about the hospital indemnity plan and make sure you understand how it fits into what you're already doing in the market. So my name, like he had mentioned, is Amy Purdue-Smith, and I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. So not too far from Jetter's home office in Omaha, but I work with accounts all across the United States. So LifeSecure is a U.S. company that works in all states except for Florida and New York. So we are based in Michigan, and so we're owned by the largest healthcare company in Michigan. So we definitely have a real solid understanding about how health insurance works and also around Medicare Advantage plans and supplement plans. And we pay you, the agent, on a weekly basis. So with our e-applications, we do a quick turnaround time and pay you in an expedited process just as well. So like I said, we do have a well-rounded portfolio, including accident, critical illness, and hospital. We also do offer worksite in the long-term care space. But today we're going to focus strictly on the hospital indemnity plan. So our hospital indemnity plan is really designed to help both the under 65 market and the senior market, but it works especially well alongside a Medicare Advantage plan. As you know, there's oftentimes a lot of gaps in what those out-of-pocket costs are, whether they are those Medicare Advantage out-of-pocket for hospital stays, or if you're talking to customers that are under 65, we also run into those high deductibles and high co-pays. So our plan is designed to put money into your customer's pocket when they need it the most, and so it's not coordinating with any of their underlying coverage. In fact, we don't even require your customer to have health insurance, so these plans pay directly to your customer, which can actually give them a greater chance of recovering too, just because cash is going to be there when they need it the most. So some of the nuts and bolts on the product are the issue ages are 18 to 85, and it is guaranteed renewable for life. Now, it's really important to note for the senior market, it is guarantee issue at ages 64 and a half to 66. Now, outside of that guarantee issue window, I'll go through what those 4 knockout health questions are. But we do automatically include in our hospital plan coverage for observation unit care, as well as mental nervous disorder inpatient care. So both of those are a real advantage to your customer. If they're held in the observation unit, they may not even be aware of it, because we do know that hospitals are so overcrowded now that they'll do anything to get you in. So you might actually be held in observation if a room's not available. The same thing with mental health. We also know the importance of maintaining strong mental health for all of our well-being, and so we do give an automatic 7 days per calendar year for inpatient mental health care. We do follow application sign state, and we do use that e-application like I mentioned. Now, we did recently revamp our product, so we moved from what was a hospital recovery plan to a hospital indemnity plan. So we were able to extend that guarantee issue pocket to 64.5 to age 66. And on our group basis, we also do $200 and $300 daily benefit amounts. Now, some of the other enhancements were in how we actually structured that benefit. So instead of just locking in the number of days per calendar year, we moved over to a rolling benefit period. So what that means is you basically have two problems to solve with your customer. First problem is, what is that daily benefit? So you might want to coordinate against what their health insurance out of pocket looks like to structure that daily benefit amount. And then you're going to come up with period of confinement. Now that benefit period or period of confinement for LifeSecure is 3, 6, 10, or 21 days. Once your customer has been out of the hospital for 60 consecutive days, that entire benefit restarts. So it resets as often as it needs to, hence why it's rolling and not a set benefit. We do have that observation care for up to 6 days per calendar year. And that inpatient mental health that I mentioned is $150 a day for 7 days per calendar year. Those days do not count towards your confinement days either. Now, I said we have two things to solve for. So the first is that daily benefit amount. So that is available in increments of $10, and it's between $100 and $900 a day. So you may want to do a good, better, best scenario with your customer depending on what their out-of-pocket costs are. Maybe you want to offer them exactly what their out-of-pocket is. Maybe you want to offer double what their out-of-pocket is. And then if they're really concerned on their budget, maybe you want to offer half of that. Whatever the case, I always say something is better than nothing. Now, the next thing that you'll want to solve for is that period of confinement. So we do have the 3, 6, 10, or 21 day options available. And keep in mind, if your customer is hospitalized and they have a 6-day benefit period, they're in the hospital for 3 days, they're released, they go home for a few days and they develop an infection and they go back into the hospital for a couple of days, that all still falls within that initial 6 days of period of confinement. Then once they're out of the hospital for 60 consecutive days, that whole benefit resets. We do have these products available for individuals or worksite. And by worksite, I mean small groups. So if you're working in that space, we can talk about that further, but we will go down to offering just 3 lives, even on a list bill. So it is a nice way for your small business owners to be able to provide an additional benefit to their employees. Now, how it really works is your customer is going to get that cash benefit for each day that they're actually hospitalized. We do offer these plans on a single basis, clear through family. So we can cover multiple people on one policy. So you can do a husband and wife, you can do children, families, all as much as you need on one product lineup. And so it really does come in handy when you're working with those young families that have those medical needs arise that cause those out-of-pocket costs, but specifically in that senior market. So it's really a great added benefit to really consider for all of the customers that you're talking with. You also do not have to offer it just during open enrollment. Our products can be sold at any time of the year, which also gives you additional income streams as well as better retention on the health insurance side. Now I'll show you exactly how the claims pay out. So in this example, Sam has a daily benefit amount of $500 and a 10-day period of confinement. He's hospitalized for 4 days for back surgery. Upon discharge, Sam's benefit payout is $2,000. He still has 6 days of remaining benefit, and he's paid the $500 a day times 4 to get $2,000. So like I had mentioned in my example with the infection, if he would enter back into the hospital, he still has that 6 remaining days. Now, if he's actually out of the hospital, as soon as he's out for the full 60 days, that whole 10-day period of confinement is reset. So the hospital observation benefit works very similarly. It's just that it only gives benefit for 6 calendar days per year. So every January 1, that benefit resets. So it's not on the rolling period, but rather it's on that calendar year. But observation units days do count towards the hospital confinement. So here's an example of how that would work. So Sam experiences a severe allergic reaction to a plant and is treated in an observation unit for several hours. He's there from mid-morning until 1 a.m. the following day. So by definition, care within a 24-hour period equals 1 day of benefit payout. So since we know Sam has that daily benefit amount of $500, he's paid $500. Now, Sam has 5 observation benefit days remaining until the reset on January 1. We did add some really nice riders to this product, So you want to pay close attention to these riders. We did add a lump sum hospital admission rider of either $500 or $1,000. Now, this does pay in addition to their daily benefit amount selected, and they can get this benefit 1 time per calendar year. But that's a very rich benefit, especially when we know that hospital stays are getting shorter all the time. The other benefit that we added was the outpatient surgery. That's also $500 or $1,000 benefit 1 time per year. But even the more extensive surgeries that used to require an overnight stay are now being done on an outpatient basis. So it's really great to make sure that your customer has those extra dollars when they have those outpatient procedures. There's a couple of other riders that I'll show you too. This rehab and skilled nursing facility falls right in line with the Advantage plans. Now, some of the unique features about the LifeSecure rider are you can purchase days 1 through 20, days 21 through 100, or both. So you can select either one of these daily benefit amounts, or you can select both. Now, the actual payout is $100 or $200 a day. You will pick that on the application, but keep in mind you can purchase days 1 through 20, days 21 through 100, or both. So it does require that you be confined to a hospital, facility, or a rehab facility within 30 days of your qualified hospital stay. And then these days reset once you're out of the facility for 60 consecutive days. So again, a very rich benefit. We also have the emergency room and ambulance. So we will pay up to 2 ER visits per calendar year at $150 each. And we also offer ambulance service. So ground is $150 benefit or air for $500. And then we also have an option of purchasing the outpatient major diagnostic exam. This is going to be a $500 benefit for a CAT scan, MRI, or EEG. These are paid out 1 time per calendar year. Now we can take a look at the rates. Now, when you are actually appointed with LifeSecure, you'll have access to the agent portal where you can go in and run your own quote. So you can add and subtract all of the riders and take a look at the cost. as well as playing around with different daily benefits amounts, as well as periods of confinement. But just for this example, I'm showing a daily benefit amount of $200 with the days of it being 3. So here you can see it's a very affordable plan, even when you get into the upper ages. Now, if you're outside of that guarantee issue window pocket of 64.5 to 66, there is a build chart. So our build chart is pretty liberal, but that is one of the things to consider if you're outside of that window. Now to the knockout question. If you're outside of that guarantee issue window, there are 4 questions that would knock you out of this policy. So they are, in the last 2 years, has the applicant been advised to have surgery or any tests that they have not yet completed? Is the applicant pregnant, bedridden, or confined to a wheelchair? So do keep in mind that pregnancy is a knockout if they're currently pregnant, and we do not cover healthy pregnancy. So if there are complications due to pregnancy, that will be covered, but a healthy pregnancy is not. So this is not designed for young families to use as a maternity option. The third question is, has the applicant been hospitalized 3 or more times in the past 2 years? Or has the applicant been diagnosed or treated for? And then there's a bunch of serious conditions, things being like Alzheimer's, ALS, cancer, and a lot of other serious conditions. So all of those will be available when you go in and quote this on your agent portal and do the e-application. Now, as I said, it complements that Medicare Advantage plan really well with those guarantee issue ages being 64.5 to 66. You can select those hospital confinement days of 3, 6, 10, or 21, and also offering that rehab or skilled nursing facility rider at $100 or $200 a day. So this is a really great way to customize the product to fit around what your customer may already have for underlying health coverage. And then for your younger clients, don't forget all of those lump sum riders that we talked about, whether it's the lump sum hospital stay or the outpatient surgery. Also, do keep in mind the built-in mental health rider, or that is actually built into the plan, mental health and observation unit coverage. And so we do have those simple underwriting questions that I just reviewed, as well as the e-application that is signed electronically using text or email signature. So it is very quick to get these products in place. So just as a quick recap, we offer cash benefits upon hospitalization. We do offer product coverage from individuals clear through families, and we have lots of available riders to customize this product to be exactly what your customer needs. That simplified application is very easy with the 4 health questions, and we don't reduce commissions in the upper ages. There are the guarantee issue pockets, like I mentioned, for individuals ages 64.5 through 66. And for small group, we offer $200 and $300 daily benefit amounts. Now, we are offering a very nice bonus contest right now that actually starts soon on April 1st. So the biggest things that you're going to want to do are get appointed with LifeSecure if you're not already. So if you're already appointed, you're off and running. So any application that is submitted between April 1 and June 30th qualifies for our Spring Sprint Unlimited program. So how that works is you earn an additional $50 per policy up to your first 9, and then on your 10th sale and beyond, you get $100 per policy. The big thing here is there is no cap on this bonus. So now is a really great time to go back to your customers that may or may not have health insurance and see how you can help fill in those unexpected out-of-pocket costs. Now, if you are a new agent with LifeSecure, maybe you aren't appointed at all, now's a perfect time to come on board. Not only will you have access to our great product portfolio, but you can earn up to $1,000 on your ancillary sales on your first 90 days of being appointed with us. You can always go back to the Jetter team to get extra help with our products and make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do to get the most out of these bonuses. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
What are the states that is available for the hospital indemnity plans? Or what
Well, we
state
are
are
just
not, I should say.
launching. Yeah, we're launching 4 more states next week. So the plan is the old plan, I should say. It's simpler to say that. So the hospital recovery plan, the old plan, is still available in New Mexico, Washington, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. But otherwise, we have hospital indemnity. So this new product is out in the remaining states. So we have done a really great job of getting that market penetrated.
Florida? What about Florida? Is that the new one?
We don't write any product in Florida.
Okay.
Florida and New York, we don't write any product.
Okay. California, it is available?
It is.
Okay. And what's the max age in California?
As far as on the guarantee issue?
Just guaranteed issue and the hospital indemnity, both.
The guarantee issue, it goes up to age 65.
Okay.
But otherwise, the product, I believe it's available the same. I can double check that and get that back to you.
Okay. And then can you talk more about the benefit banks for each family member? You talked about
you're going to set that benefit period, and you're going to set that benefit amount. So it would be the same. So if you're writing it for a family, every family member would have to have the same amount. So you're not going to be able to write like a husband at a different daily benefit amount than the wife, but you can set the family up. So you can have every member of the house, like in this example, would have a $500 daily benefit for 10 days. And that would be per family member. And they would all be on the same policy.
So a husband and wife both would be $500 at 10 days.
Correct.
And then it's individual claims, not on as a couple claims. If you do husband and wife.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yep. They would definitely all have their own benefit, but they can all be written together on one policy.
Okay. So husband and wife, that's a pretty good deal. That's, say it's $25.55 for husband and wife at $200 for a 3-day confinement. It's a pretty good price.
Correct.
Okay.
And then it's that rolling benefit period too. So once they've been out for 60 days, it resets back to 3. So, it's really an ongoing product too. It's not like it just stops on the calendar year.
And the claims, when they file a claim, it'd be straight to LifeSecure, and the LifeSecure would pay the client for that.
Correct.
Okay, and it resets every 60 days.
And all of that's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that's done electronically too. So the customer will get a portal with their policy and a claims form and their payment information. And so then they can just electronically file that claim showing their hospital bill, their EOB, whatever they have to prove that hospitalization. and then LifeSecure puts that money direct deposit into their account.
Okay. What have you seen? Do you have some examples of what's covered and not covered? And
Pregnancy, on a healthy pregnancy, that is not covered. But
okay.
otherwise, if you're hospitalized and you have the product, there's really not anything that isn't going to be covered, because it isn't a definition of like accident versus sickness. It is simply just that you have to be hospitalized.
Okay. Pre-existing conditions. How do you
That's
look at
going to come up on those knockout questions. Most likely, like if you have cancer or something like that that's ongoing.
Okay.
And we can always help with those too. If there's questions that come up as you're working with a customer, our team is always willing to help with, the underwriting on that if you run into a snag. So we have an awesome agent support team that can help you with any of those kind of specific questions too.
And I know once you get appointed with Art Jetter and Company, there is website. How does that work for the enrollment? Is it something that an agent can put on their website for quoting for family and individual, or is it enrollment only by the agent?
We do require that an agent sign off. So once the agent is appointed, they'll have their agent portal. So they can go in and run quotes, and then they can email that quote directly to their customer to have them complete it, or they can do that with them over the phone. It's really whatever they prefer.
What do you require for signatures when it comes?
It is either via email or text. So they'll either email or text their customer. The customer will then review their application on their device or their computer, electronically sign it, and then the agent can submit it. So it is very fast, and it's really hands-off. Like, you can do it face-to-face, but you certainly don't have to.
Right. And there's brochures and marketing materials that an agent will receive for once they're getting appointed?
Absolutely. And all of that information is contained in their portal as well. But, Jetter is a great resource to get any additional information that they need, or if there's state-specific questions, like how you're having some state-specific questions on California, I'll get that information back to you and you can distribute it. But all of that is going to be in their portal too, and they can pull that information by product and by state and get those specifics.
Will rates increase with age, like if they sign up
They
today?
will not. No, they are locked in. So the younger the client, the lower the rate, and as long as they continue to pay premiums, it's locked in. All of our products are locked in at age of application. So that's really awesome too.
That is great. That's great. And then people would move, say like they move from one state to another, would they adjust or is it the time the application's done and then?
Time of application.
Okay. So if they move to another state, their premium's not going to adjust to that new state.
You are right. Once the premium is set, it is locked in.
Okay. And the premiums can be paid monthly, quarterly, annually? Is that?
Correct.
Okay.
And we do not offer a paper bill. So you'll set that draft up either off of a checking account or credit card, and you can do that at time of application.
Okay. Effect date of the policies, are they any time of the day, any time of the month, or always on the first?
They are. The only thing is with those drafts, they have to be set before the 28th for a reoccurring draft.
Okay. Okay.
So you could write the initial policy on like the 29th or 30th, but then that reoccurring draft has to be one day between 1 and 28. Just because sometimes, February can be a short month.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I don't see any other questions, Amy.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I'll get you that California information so you can distribute that back out.
Sounds good. Thank you, Amy. And if you like recording of today's webinar or have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to myself, Joanne Morgan, or Colin Burks at 800-228-0008. We'd be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much, Amy, and we hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.